Welcome into the latest ESPN headline. I'm Prim Saripapat. More comments are surfacing from the Petty family about Danica Patrick. This time around, it came from the King. When Richard Petty was asked if Patrick would ever win in the Sprint Cup Series, he said, if everybody else stayed home. For more on these interesting comments, we bring in NASCAR reporter for ESPN.com, Brant James. So, Brant, what are your thoughts on Petty's comments?
Well, my first thought is Richard Petty has thoughts, and because he's Richard Petty can say whatever he wants. He's got those 7 championships and those 200 wins to his name, and he doesn't have to go out and drive the car anymore, so he can really speak with impunity. A lot of what he said, to me, context is a big deal of this. You don't know if he was kidding. I don't doubt that he meant this. Saying that the only way she could win is if she was the only driver on the track, to me comes across a little bit harsh, especially for Danica being so young in her stock car career. 106 combined races in the Sprint Cup and Nationwide Series. I mean, she's brand new at this still. That comes across a little petty. I'm not trying to make a pun there, but but a lot of the other stuff, saying that a big deal is made of Danica because she's a female. Well, that's pretty obvious. She is still incredibly unique. She doesn't want to be known as the female driver there. She wants to be a driver. This is something that she's had to hammer upon her entire career, Indy cars, stock cars, what have you. But there's no doubt that the popularity she brings and the marketing that surrounds her, a lot of that is derived from the fact that she's different.
Obviously, she intrigues a lot of people in and outside of NASCAR as well. She's, as you mentioned, she's coming off her rookie season, finished 27th in the Point Cup standing, so obviously not what she wanted. Does she have what it takes to win in the Sprint Cup Series?
Well, she's really taken to restrictor plate racing, which is the form of racing that's held at Daytona, the Daytona 500 and Talladega Super Speedway. I mean, last year she wins the pole. She's she's in the top 5 with just a few laps left in the race, and everyone's on the edge of their seat. Anything can happen in that form of racing, and the world might have stopped and started revolving the other way had she won that. Now, she likes that form of racing. She could go to Daytona this year. That form of racing sees a lot of unusual winners, first-time winners. You have to sort of respect what she could do when she goes to a place like the Daytona 500 and Talladega, and she's always been a big character on the biggest stages, and there is no biggest stage in NASCAR, so I think you stay tuned for that.
Brant James, NASCAR reporter for ESPN.com. Thanks a lot for your time and insight today.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
We'll keep you updated with this story. Keep it logged on to ESPN.com. I'm Prim Saripapat with your latest ESPN headline.